The COVID epidemic was something that we weren't expecting, but we were. We had anticipated that it would be some sort of influenza type outbreak, but this was a little bit different.
From the first time that it hit American soil in January, we started having weekly meetings on how we were going to respond to the pandemic, and really you could not anticipate the number of patients that we saw and the acuity of patients that we saw beginning in the spring of 2020.
Highlights, I would say, of the epidemic for me were watching the nurses and how selflessly they cared for the patients. They just went in and took care of people even very early in the epidemic, when we didn't have a good grasp on how contagious it was, when we didn't have a good grasp on how sick people were likely to be. They just very bravely did their jobs.
Everybody knew the need and knew the task at hand and stepped up without question. People that have not provided bedside care in so long, stepping back into that so that we could provide care.
This community came together, and that's from our community leaders to our healthcare leaders, our first responders, both with our fire department, our police department, and then all the way to the hospital and volunteers, that allowed us to respond in the way we have over the last 22 months. And it has literally taken tens of thousands of hours of all those people that I just mentioned to get to where we are today.
That was a very proud moment of mine as a nurse, being able to see everybody join hands and join arms and do everything that we could to provide the best care for our patients.
I really believe that East Texas has handled our corner of this epidemic very well. Everyone has played their part and really gone to bat for this.
There really wasn't anything that prepared anyone on the planet to take care of this. We will 10 years from now look back at this and realize that we were a part of history, because when you're in the middle of it, you don't actually recognize that. But 10 years from now, people will ask us what we did during the pandemic of 2020, and we'll have a tremendous story to tell.